Hello everybody, Andy here again. Well, this particular video is all about sort of tied up with the album reviews and that I've just started doing. I know I've only done one here on YouTube, and about sort of freebies and things that people get for free and how it can possibly sort of put them out of touch with reality, because a subject I've thought about for a while but brought it up to the fore recently, partly because of the album review thing, but also because I saw something, an article somewhere in a publication, can't remember what it was, talking about this particular topic, and it's sort of it's the old light bulb goes back on, delves back through his notebook and finds the notes that he wrote down about this particular topic some time ago. And the point of view that the person was making is something I totally agree with, and I was going to say anyway, is that if you're reviewing something like an album or something, or even if it's a movie, it's a computer game, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, if you're being paid to do it, the chances are that you're getting that product for nothing. But people are sending you the CDs or the video games, etc., for absolutely nothing. You're paid to go to the movies and watch these particular films. Now, in my opinion, that must have some sort of an effect on the way that you view these things. If you pay for something, in my opinion, once again, if you pay for something, I think you're far more likely to value it in some way. Whether that means that you're actually going to possibly try and like it better or more, I don't know. I suppose if you buy something, you know what it's like. You get that album or something, the new album by your favourite band, and you put it on and you think, ooh, I'm not so sure about this. Now, if it was any other band, you'd probably think, nah, I'm not sure about that, and put it to one side. But because it's your favourite band, you actually sort of persevere a bit more. You might work towards it, and you'll give it time, and with that, it goes on and on. You still might find that you don't like it, but whether you'll admit that is a different matter. But you may find you'll grow to like it. But I'm sure there must be an effect that if you get all these free sort of CDs or movies or something coming through the post, you don't have to pay for them. That must have an effect on what you think and what you do. So anybody wants to send me CDs that I can review, that's great, because you don't have to go out and buy them, and it probably gives you a far greater education, because you listen to things and you hear things and you see things that you might not do otherwise. So I wonder whether some of these sort of people that go to gigs, especially, because there's a lot of money. All of these things cost money, of course, and there's only a certain amount that we can actually buy as consumers. We've all got money constraints, especially in credit crunch times and all those sort of things. We have to think about what we do. We place our money a bit more carefully now. And I don't go to many gigs because they're so expensive, but you get people, they go to gigs every week of the year, and they probably get decent seats as well. So they see things in a different way than what we do. The build up to a gig, you go to something, you're looking forward to it, you plan it, there's a whole day out, or even a complete trip where you have to stay overnight for that big event and that sort of thing, so you're likely to like it more. And as I say, conversely, maybe the critics it's easier for them to sort of knock it down because they didn't pay to go and see it, and they think, oh well, I'll just go and watch this type of thing. But I wonder whether also that labour in that point, whether this works across in other ways. Now, I can think one of my sort of bugbears is about sort of politicians and people like that who I think are completely out of touch with the way that the real world is. And you've probably seen it, you may even see it in your sort of local politicians wherever you live. The local ones generally do a pretty good job if they live in the community, in their constituency, whatever it's called. They live in there, they work there, they get involved locally. But some of them can't do that, and I see sort of bigger politicians especially, and in other organisations, you can probably think about it in your work as well for that matter, it cuts across lots of different borders and boundaries, is that the people at the top are completely out of touch with the people on the bottom or in the middle. You know what it's like. So they're making policies for you, the politicians are up there talking about this and that, and you're thinking to yourself, you see them on the news, you hear them on the radio or something like that, and you're thinking to yourself, does this person live in the same world that I do? Can't they see that this isn't going to work? Can't they see that the world isn't like that? There's always those sort of stories about the Queen of England. Wherever she goes, she thinks the whole world smells of paint, because wherever she goes, and I've seen it in my town, when she's visited the town, it's all cleaned up, everything's spruced up, it's swept and washed down, and everything's tarted up and painted. So she doesn't see it exactly as it normally is. That's not her fault, that's just the way that other people do things. And I'm sure the Prime Minister of England, the senators and the presidents of America and wherever you happen to live, the same thing happens to them. They don't actually see the real world. They go in, and the people that they meet generally are selected. They're not the average Joe on the street, or Joe the plumber, or whoever it was. I'm sure we know what happened there. But the people that they tend to meet generally are selected. Same with the gigs. You go to a gig, the people at the front, they generally sort of fan club members, there's a bit more, you know, that sort of thing. So interested to know what, as per usual, what anybody thinks about this. As I said, I think this cuts across. It's not just people getting free things for music, etc., like that, that makes you maybe think about things in a different way. As I said, I feel that this works as a way as well. So we want to get people to sort of come back down to real world, where they have to pay for things, where they have to work for things, they have to think about what they do maybe before they do it, and see things as the world really is, because the world's a lot different when you're living on the street or when you're living there day to day and travelling on trains and buses and aeroplanes. If you only travel first class, you're going to think it's a lot different, aren't you? So anyway, food for thought for you. Hopefully you'll appreciate this video and give me some feedback and some of your experiences and your thoughts about this as well, whether you agree or whether you don't. I don't mind. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye. It's my stomach rumbling. I don't know if you can hear that. Must be hungry.